All right, let's dive right in. We're talking about the EU's Medical Device Regulation, the MDR, and specifically what it takes to get a custom-made implantable device into Europe. Look, this is a tricky process, for sure. One wrong move and the whole thing can fall apart. So we're going to get straight to what you absolutely need to know. So imagine this. You've done it. You've engineered this incredible, life-changing implant for a specific patient. The design is perfect, the device is made, and then you hit a wall. A giant wall of regulations. How in the world do you legally get that device from where you are to a surgeon in the EU and into the patient who desperately needs it? Well, that is the exact puzzle we're going to solve today. Okay, first things first. Let's bust the biggest myth right out of the gate. People often think custom-made devices are somehow exempt from the MDR. Nope, not at all. Thinking like that is, well, it's a recipe for failure. It's not about being exempt from the rules. It's about following a totally different set of rules, a unique pathway that's just as tough, just with different signposts along the way. So here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll start with that compliance maze, lay a solid foundation, get your technical file built, talk about engaging with the authorities, cross the border, and then we'll look at the common traps you really want to avoid. All right, let's start with laying the foundation. These first 4 steps are absolutely critical. You get these right, and you're setting yourself up for success. First, we've got to be crystal clear on this one point. You know how a standard off-the-shelf device needs a CE mark and a declaration of conformity? Well, for a custom device, you can just throw that idea out the window. There's no CE mark, no standard declaration. Instead, your magic document is something called the Annex XIII statement. Getting this distinction right from the get-go is everything. So what are these foundational pillars? It's 4 things. Confirming your device status, getting that all-important prescription, appointing your EU rep, and getting registered in UDMED. Let's tick them off one by one. Step 1, justification. Look, you can't just feel like your device is a custom-made Class 3 implant. You have to prove it. That means formally documenting exactly why it fits that classification, pointing to the specific articles and rules in the MDR. Seriously, this written rationale is the bedrock of your entire file. Everything else is built on top of it. Step 2. This one is as simple as it is non-negotiable. You absolutely must have a written prescription from a qualified professional in the EU. And not just any prescription. It has to be specific to that one patient, detailing the design characteristics. No prescription, it's an illegal export. End of story. There is zero wiggle room on this. Okay, step 3 is for anyone outside the EU. You are required, it's mandatory, to appoint an authorized representative, or AR. And let's be clear, this isn't just a mail drop or contact person. This is a legitimate legal entity based in the EU that you formally empower to act on your behalf. They are your legal boots on the ground. Their name, their address, it goes on everything. They are your official presence in the union. Okay, so our foundation is solid. Now it's time to build the next layer, your technical file. And I've got to warn you, just because there's no CE mark doesn't mean you get a pass on the paperwork. Oh no, the documentation you need is extensive. So this technical file has to be ready to go at a moment's notice. If an authority asks for it, you have to have it. And what's in it? Well, the whole shebang. We're talking device descriptions, design and manufacturing info, a full risk management file, a clinical evaluation, even your plan for what happens after the device is on the market. The bottom line is you have to prove on paper that your device is safe and does what you say it does, no different from any other medical device in that respect. All right, on to step 6, and this is another one of those key documents. Remember how we said there's no declaration of conformity? Well, this is its replacement, the Annex XIII statement. Think of it as your custom-made device's version of that declaration. It's where you formally state, yes, this device meets all the safety and performance requirements, and yes, it was made for this specific patient. It's your legal handshake for every single device you make. Now, let's talk about the next step. And honestly, this might be the single most important and most often missed step in the entire journey, especially if you're dealing with a high-risk device. We are talking specifically about Class 3 devices here, the highest risk category there is. And I really need you to lean in for this one. For custom-made Class 3 implantables, this is the step that trips up so many manufacturers. And getting this wrong isn't just a minor hiccup. It's a full-stop, game-over compliance failure. You literally cannot export your device if you miss this. So what is this critical step? You must involve a notified body. Now, they're not going to give you a CE certificate. Remember, you don't need one. Instead, their job is to review your core documentation, your manufacturing controls, your risk management, your clinical justification. And once they're satisfied, they issue a confirmation of that review. That piece of paper is pure gold. It's an absolute must-have in your file. Okay, you've done the really heavy lifting. The paperwork's solid. The notified body has given its blessing. Now we're in the home stretch. Let's talk about the final hurdles, actually crossing the border. When it comes to labeling, you have to be meticulous. 2 simple rules. Do state clearly that it's a custom-made device and include your info and your EU reps info. And the big one, do not, I repeat, do not put a CE mark anywhere on it. Slapping a CE mark on a custom device isn't just a mistake, it's a serious violation. And listen, just because the device is shipped doesn't mean your job is done, not by a long shot. The MDR demands that you keep watching it. You need an active post-market surveillance system. That means annual safety reports, reporting any incidents, and get this, hanging on to all your records for 15 years. Yeah, 1-5. It's a long-term commitment. We've been through the whole process step by step. So to wrap up, let's do a quick lightning round of the biggest, most costly traps people fall into, the things you absolutely want to avoid. Trap number 1, thinking you're exempt. We said it at the beginning and we'll say it again. It's not an exemption, it's a different path. Believing otherwise is the first mistake. Trap number 2, and honestly, this one's a deal breaker. Skipping the notified body review for a Class 3 device. You just can't. It is mandatory, full stop, no debate. And trap number 3, using the CE mark. Don't do it. It's not allowed on a custom device, and it basically just broadcasts to the authorities that you don't understand the rules. So let's put it all together. This is your mission-critical checklist. You need that prescription. You need that EU rep, you need the Annex XIII statement, the notified body review for Class 3, all of it. Every single item on this list has to be checked off for a legal, compliant export. Which brings us to a final, bigger question. This whole process it's a lot. It's complex, it's demanding. So is it just a barrier that stifles innovation? Or is it a necessary shield? A way to make sure that these amazing, life-changing technologies are actually as safe as possible for the patients who are counting on them?